bread. It has the power to awaken your taste buds and make you happy instantly. The Top Choco 3-in-1 instant mixed chocolate drink is suitable for preparing both cold chocolate milkshakes and cups of delicious hot chocolate. Just add hot water. All right, introducing the latest addition to our Top Choco family, the Top Choco Choco Cap, which is suitable for everyone and will surely be a crowd pleaser. Children can take it to school and imagine serving these caps at birthday parties, picnics, or any other gathering. This chocolatey treat will definitely make their day. Get your hands on a Top Choco Cap today and experience the joy of chocolate spread in a cap. Remember, Top Choco is made with love in Ghana using only the finest ingredients. Top Choco, it's chocolatey. Let's get back to studio and talk to these three beautiful women I have who have joined me to have this conversation. To my immediate right will be Dr. Right, okay, so I'm sorry, guys. I'll introduce my co-host first, of course. You already know her. She's the host of The Dish on MX24 TV, a fine CEO as well, I must add. Where you are?
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi, Godwin. Good morning.
Okay, my
It's only you and Chichi that can drag me out of bed at 6 a.m.
It has to be. It has to be. I'm wondering, I was like, when I saw you, what's happening? You said, but I told you before it's going to be. I was like, I didn't think she would, you know. So it's good to see you.
We are used to the late nights and evenings and all of that, but it's good to be here.
Yes, it is. And I know you're passionate about breast cancer and all these things, so I'm happy to see you here.
Thank you.
In fact, I'm going to leave the conversation in your hands.
Oh, but we'll do it together.
Okay,
yeah.
So I'll introduce our guest.
Please do.
Of course, to my immediate right, I have Dr. Perfect Coker. She's a medical officer at Medifirm Multi-Specialist Clinic, and then a breast cancer survivor, Benita Ogbonna.
Yeah.
I wanted to get the name right. I said,
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
All right, so over to you for you.
Oh, good to have you here. So I believe we're going to start off with the doctor.
Yes, indeed.
So she clearly would have to enlighten us more on the topic of breast cancer. A lot of people get scared just by the mention of that because gone are the days where it used to be a life sentence, or it sounded as though it was a life sentence. So it's good to have a survivor in the studio as well who is going to be encouraging people. But then tell us, what is breast cancer?
Okay. It's good to be here this morning to talk about breast cancer as we are in the month of October, which is our Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I'm very glad to be here so that we can have this conversation, so that we can create more awareness about breast cancer. As you said, it used to be like a death sentence, but that is not the notion or the situation anymore. And so that we can throw more light on that. So breast cancer is is the commonest cancer currently that we have. So cancer has to do with your body cells becoming abnormal and then growing out of proportion, and then they cause problems in your body. Yes, and breast cancer, because the cancer is starting from the breast, and then that's why we say it's breast cancer. So it's a cancer that's occurring in the breast. Yes.
How much damage can it do to a person's health?
It can cause a lot of damage, especially when it's not noticed early.
Okay.
And that's currently the situation we have in Ghana, because according to reports, we have about 80% of cancer diagnosed in Ghana late. 80% of the people who have cancer, yes, between 70 and 80%, they are diagnosed late. And yes, because they wait a long time before coming. Some may not know exactly what is happening to them. Some are scared to actually seek help, go to the hospital. They think that once they come to the hospital, they are told they have cancer, it means they are dying. So they rather wait. Others, due to financial reasons. I mean, we all know the situation with regards to healthcare in Ghana right now. So people are unable to seek help immediately. And then all of these have an effect on how your disease would progress and then your prognosis. So how it would turn out in the end, whether you would save it or it may end up in the unfortunate. But the good news is that we are creating awareness because we want people to detect breast cancer early. Yes, there's a lot of good that can be done when it's seen early, when it's not out of proportion. Yes, so it's I'm glad to say that it's not, once you are diagnosed with breast cancer, it doesn't mean that that is the end of the road or that is the end for you.
Okay.
When you say, we'll come to the detect early, but when you say 80% of cancer patients diagnosed in Ghana, breast cancer patients, come too late, what does it mean? How long has this been in your body?
Okay, so from recent reports, there are a lot of research going on into breast cancer survival rates and all of that. And then from recent research, it's been seen that people wait up to even as far as 15 months from when they first notice that something is going on.
Okay.
So some may notice a lump, or they may notice some skin changes on their breast, but they don't take the step immediately. They wait and then come in late. Or some may not notice at all, and by the time they notice something is going on, it's advanced. And then by the time they come in, the disease has spread. Yes, yes, has spread beyond its original location or starting point. Yes.
We'll get more education. So 15 months is quite late to detect.
Yes. From when, for example, you notice there's a lump in your breast.
Some people don't notice at all, right?
Yes, some people don't notice. Yes, they
and
don't know.
For 15 months, and it continues, and then you know that it is too late.
So it's not, I'm just giving, from research, what is being noticed, that people stay as late as 15 months from when they first have noticed something before seeking help or making a step to go to the hospital,
to go check.
Yes, to go check, to go investigate what is actually going on. Yes.
So then, with all this, I would want us to include Benita now. Doctor has clearly stated that there are signs that you would see that would prompt you to want to go to the hospital to check. You are a survivor, and we congratulate you and celebrate you, honestly, because that shows how strong you are. What were the signs that initially you saw, and then at what point did you visit the hospital?
Okay, actually, my mother died of breast cancer. She died from breast cancer. I think at the age of, she was 39 years old when she died. So I saw the pains she went through. I saw the stigma that was being attached to it. You know, those years when you hear cancer, some people say it's spiritual. In fact, they told us it was 3 people that gave her the cancer, that they wanted to kill her and all that. So we had that in mind. And when she died, in fact, she died on my hands. So when she died, I made up my mind that I was going to be a breast cancer advocate. I was going to tell people about cancer, the dangers of cancer, because hers actually got to the late stage. But she didn't see the lump when it was late. She saw the lump, but going to hospital from here, that's why I also encourage people to go to the right place. So life started going on, and I forgot everything about it. You know, as a Christian, even when you remind me to praying, I'll start binding. I will not die the death of my mother. What happened to my mother will not happen to me. And I continued. So it happened at 2018. I wasn't thinking about cancer or anything, because that's the last thing I would want to think or imagine. Because the trauma is still, each time I think about it, I still go back to my mom and how she died. So on that particular day, I was taking my bath, and I said, okay, let me just check for checking's sake. So, and then as I was just going through my breast, my hand felt a lump. You know, that word that says your heart will sink into your stomach.
Oh, Lord.
That was what happened to me then. And my mind started telling me, you are dying. You see how your mother died. That's how you're going to die. You know, the devil is so tricky. My mother died leaving 5 of us. And I'm having 5 children too. So the spiritual aspect of it started coming back to me.
Your mind,
Yes, that it can be spiritual, but because I didn't want to take chances, I actually went for a funeral down there in Nigeria. The kids were here. So I came back to Ghana. When I came back, I confided in my pastor's wife, because that was the next person I know I could talk to. And she told me that there's a hospital I know I'm going to direct you there. You just go there because I know nothing about lumps and all that. She said the hospital is at Winters Road, back of Zenith Bank. It's called Peace and Love Hospitals. I said, okay. When I went there, they checked me. They said, yes, there's actually a lump, but not all lumps are cancerous. Yeah, so that gave me 50-50 chances. So I was even praying to God, please, Father, don't let it be cancer. But I still had the hope that it might not be cancer. They said I have to do further investigations. So I was asked to do the breast scan. I was asked to do the mammogram. It was something. So they said, okay, I have to do the biopsy. They have to take out a tissue and send it to the pathology and know what it is, the kind of cancer, and know what treatment that will be best for me. I was still praying because I knew there's nothing God cannot do yet. So when I did the biopsy and the result came in, that was the first day I met Dr. Mrs. Beatrice Weafe Adai. So when I saw her, she looked at the papers. She said, Benita, it is cancerous. You have to start treatment immediately so you stay alive and take care of your children. So when she said that, I think those words gave me hope.
Okay.
And then I decided to give it a fight. And I said, cancer killed my mother, but I'm going to kill cancer. So I did my chemotherapy, I did the surgery, mastectomy. In July, I was 5 years as a breast cancer survivor.
Wow.
Free of cancer.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow.
Very interesting. I want to come back to doctor and ask, okay, so what are some of the common risk factors like cancer, and what are the symptoms? What is that when people see, they know that, okay, this could be close to breast cancer?
Okay. So, Benita, before I answer the question, I'm really touched by your story, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, with regards to risk factors, I want us to also understand that risk factors doesn't mean that if once you have a factor, it means you definitely get breast cancer. So these are factors that are thought to increase your risk or your chances of getting breast cancer. Yes, and then with regards to factors too, we have the factors that we can modify, and those are largely related to our lifestyle, and then factors that we cannot modify, we cannot do anything about it. So for example, your gender, whether you're a male or a female, well, with that, females are more at risk of breast cancer. Males, the prevalence is about 1% of all breast cancers are found in males. So that means that 99% is females.
Right.
Yes. And then age. Of course, you can't do anything about your age. You can't modify your age. If you are 50 years, you are 50 years. And the chances of having breast cancer is increased in age. It doesn't mean once you are 50 or once you are 60, you get yes. But we just put all these factors together and then see your increased risk. And then a family history of breast cancer. So where Benita's story comes in. So a mother had breast cancer, so there's a genetic component to it. That means she had an increased risk of getting breast cancer, and it's good that she found out early and then she did something about it. So if you come from a family where there's been a relative, a mother, an auntie, a sister who's had breast cancer, you should be on the lookout and be examining yourself and be having regular checks so that in the instance that it happens, it's seen very early and then it's managed early. Yes. So these are some of the like the factors that we can't modify, can't change anything about them. With the modifiable ones, that's mainly with our lifestyle. So, for example, smoking. Smoking actually cuts across for almost all the cancers. It's a major risk factor. Smoking, obesity.
Hold on, sorry not to cut you, but smoking, is shisha part of it?
That's a good one.
Because a lot of the young ladies out there take shisha now under the guise of, oh, it's just flavor.
Yes.
And then they don't even know that they may or may not be endangering themselves. So, because clearly someone will say that smoking is about the cigarettes, the weed, and the... So is shisha part of it?
Well, I don't know exactly what is contained in shisha, but From the little I've read, I just wouldn't encourage people to be exposing themselves to that kind of risk because aside the substance they are smoking, the smoke itself has its own effects on the body. Yes. So it's not just about tobacco, but I think smoking in general, we should put our health first and
all right, sure.
Go low on the enjoyment.
I know, right?
Yeah.
December people.
So smoking, obesity, alcohol use, and then hormone therapy. So that's postmenopausal especially, and then exposure to radiation. So all of these increase your risk of getting breast cancer.
For the purposes of education, the exposure to radiation, what are some examples?
Okay, so much of that can be related to people's occupation. People work in industries where they use some form of radiation to like manufacture things, to aid their work. Yes, and there should be a lot of control and checks so that where you work, your occupation does not really expose you to these. But in the case where controls are loose, and places that they use radiation, they're supposed to be checking the radiation levels and to know the amount of radiation workers are exposed to.
Wow.
Yes, so that can be a risk. Exposure over a long time, so it's not like once, because for example, even going to do an X-ray, it's exposure to radiation, but these are like radiations that are in safe levels, and that's not something you do every day. Yes.
True.
Yes.
What about the sun's radiation? Does it contribute?
Well,
do you know that?
Well, for skin cancers,
yes,
long-term exposure to the sun's radiation, yes, but not particularly for breast cancer.
For the risk factors, again, you mentioned age, the age. Yes. So by virtue of being a woman and then your age too, how young can a person get breast cancer?
Well,
you have to develop the breast to get it, or you can get it even before the breast cancer?
You have to develop the breast to get it, yes. But you see it less in pubertal females as compared to adult postmenopausal. But now we are seeing breast cancer even in younger women.
So our youngest patient in my facility is 13.
What?
13 years?
Yes, today she's 17.
Oh, wow.
She was 13 when she was diagnosed.
I've seen young people in their 20s, yes.
Does it matter the size of your boobs?
Not really.
Wow.
As long as there's a tissue there, it can.
It's possible.
Yes.
Oh, Lord. And then there's this myth or misconception that if your boobs is not massaged or is not being used regularly, the chances are extremely high. And so people engage in certain acts because they do not want to contract breast cancer. I see Benita laughing, but how is this? Because we hear these things.
That's a question most men always ask. When you go for seminars and all that, they have to
know.
It's not true that
the breast is also soft. It's not something you squeeze like orange. But in my little understanding, it's just that you can help detect it for your wife.
Okay.
Maybe why she might not. Women, we don't really pay attention to the breast the way we focus on our face.
True.
You see, before you go out, you watch your face. You don't want anything. But we should also apply the same energy in every part of
the breast is very important.
Yes, it's important to you.
So a lot of women don't have.
So you do that way.
So this is where the husbands and come into him. Because some people, when you are even telling them there's a lump, they don't even know.
Right.
You have to do it for them and place their finger before they will see. They don't even know.
Okay. So it's not really about the misconception. It's not really about the squeezing. It's about because we see posts that say that
your breast,
massage your breast today to help.
It's not just a massage, but even do what the babies do.
They say is it true that when constant sucking of the breast will help reduce the chances of getting? Is that true?
That's not true.
It's not true.
I did exclusive for all my kids. I did exclusive of them.
Okay.
So I did exclusive. So if constant sucking would have helped me out, I think
you wouldn't even have had a problem.
Yes.
Please do.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
well.
Okay, so then clearly, just like Benita said, some people don't even know what a lump is or what they should be looking for if they're doing the self-examination. So we'll talk about the self-examination in a bit. But then physically, what else can a person see? Is there discoloration of the skin? Does the nipple change? Is there anything that would make a person see that, okay, this is wrong or something is happening?
Well, yeah, so there are some signs and symptoms that
Okay.
you may, I'm using may because sometimes you may have breast cancer and you wouldn't know it
See
or
those.
see anything at
Okay.
all until later.
Okay.
But sometimes you see
I don't like the way you're saying this and you're looking at my chest.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, well, the obvious being a lump in your breast, which, and I also want us to understand that not every lump in your breast is cancerous.
Okay.
So you can have benign, that is non-cancerous breast lumps. And for example, the fibroadenomas, yes, and you see that more in the young women, the pubertal females and those in their 20s and their 20s or 30s, yes. Those ones are not cancerous. In fact, a greater percentage of the breast lumps are not cancerous.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I felt lumps before. Yeah. So what does it differ? Does a breast cancer lump differ from the regular lumps?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. But for a lay person, it may be difficult to tell that the breast, the lump I'm feeling, it's this one is not cancerous, so let me just relax on it. So for the benefit of everybody, I think if you notice anything, just go to a professional that is confirmed, it's investigated, and then they let you know that, well, this one is not, we can confirm for you, this one is not cancerous, and then this and this and this is what we can do. Or this one is cancerous, and this and this and this is what we can do. Yes. So aside the lump, you may notice on the skin of your breast. Okay. You may notice dimpling, so it's like a part of your breast is just falling in. Okay. You may notice changes on the skin. The skin is like folding, like it looks like an orange. Okay. I don't know if you've seen the orange, the green type with a lot of folds on it. So the skin, yes. So there's a medical term for that. We wouldn't delve into that. So you may notice that. You may notice discharge from your nipples whilst you are not breastfeeding, or you're not pregnant or anything, but you notice that you have discharge from your nipples. You may also notice maybe you have a wound or a sore on your breast, and you think that, oh, this is just something small, you're giving it time, it's like all wounds, it would go, but over time, it's not going. So you have a wound that's not healing. Yes. I've actually seen clients like that before. She had a wound for 3-4 months, it was not healing. But
on the breast?
Yes. Okay. And then we did a biopsy, and then it was actually cancerous.
Let's stay on the discharge. So could a discharge that maybe the lady is not seeing, but for the purposes of, let's say, intimacy, the man is, let's say, on the lady's breast and could feel a discharge coming out. Is that one of the symptoms you're talking about? Yeah, and the person is not pregnant,
you shouldn't be having a discharge from your nipple. Yes, so once you're having a nipple discharge, it's very important that you visit a health facility and then.
I'm asking this because we say that the men should also help in detecting this. So if you're a man and perhaps you're having intimacy with your partner, husband, boyfriend, whatever it is, and you feel the discharge, you should draw the lady's attention to it. Okay. But are there cases where a woman can discharge? Are there cases?
Yeah, so then again, as I'm saying, not every discharge would be due to breast cancer.
Okay.
But you wouldn't know by just sitting there. Okay. And that's why if you notice anything like that, it's important that it's investigated and then we know exactly what we are dealing with.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So Benita mentioned that when your mom was diagnosed, everybody around said, oh, it was spiritual. And we still have people who say it till date.
Sure.
And also, you happen to meet the right people. And so even how they broke the news to you was different.
Sure.
So it didn't really dampen your spirit. It gave you hope.
Sure.
So being an activist now, what are some of the weirdest stories you've heard? And then how do you go about educating other people or even encouraging people to go for chemo and not give up because they are diagnosed with breast cancer? Sorry.
Okay. I work with Peace and Love Hospitals now, Breast Care International, as a counselor. Okay. Because what they do is, when you come as a cancer patient, they don't just start treating you. You have to go through a series of counseling to put your mind and your body in order.
Okay.
So that is what people like us, survivors like us, we do at the hospital. And breast care over the years have been trying to educate people, education, because what you understand, you know how to go about it. And sometimes I begin to wonder, sometimes when they come to the hospital, you realize that it is the very elect ones that are even the ones who are, I don't know how to put it, who are really not into this, the very educated ones. So they will argue and argue, and some will go to churches. I'm a Christian too. They'll go to churches, they start applying oil and all that. You know, at the initial stage, it's not painful.
Okay.
So it's a painless lamp. So they wouldn't take it serious. So by the time it starts paining them, of course, you want to come for something. So when they now come, before they were, so when I meet those people, I try to encourage them. And I was talking to somebody, and the person said, so my hair will fall off. You mean my hair will fall off? I said, if your hair has to fall off, I had to remove my hair. I said, this is my hair. This hair, I've cut it like 3 or 4 times. Even I'm tired of the hair. Okay. I even showed her my picture. I said, when I had the chemo hair, I did some small makeup. I put it on Facebook on my status, and people were saying, wow, African queen. Somebody said, did you travel to South Africa? But they didn't know that was the chemo hair. So I tried to be positive, okay? Because if you are positive about a thing, it works for you. Okay. And then I was also talking to somebody. The person was being asked to go for mastectomy. When she came, she said, I heard that after 2 years I would die. I said, I just finished talking to you that I'm already 5 years as a survivor and already 5 years when I had the mastectomy. I said, I'm not a spirit. I'm a flesh like you. So she hear a lot of things. And I think the most challenges that we meet is lack of finance. Lack of finance. You see, maybe a woman comes to the hospital and maybe her monthly income is 1,000 Ghana cedis. And the worst part of it is most husbands, they leave their wives. Most husbands, they don't encourage them. And she becomes a single mother. And when she comes to the hospital, you tell her, you have to do this. The next thing you hear, where will I get the money from? So she goes back home and sits down, trusting God, because the little money she has to use it for her family, for her children, no income, no social support from anywhere like the government or anything. When she sits back there 6 months, 1 year, and the thing has started spreading and becoming something else, she comes to the hospital for aid. And at that time, the doctors are not magicians or anything to do, so there's no social support. So I encourage everyone to go for screening. If you are having, like doctor said, if one of the risk factors, maybe in your family, I think you have a better chances of surviving cancer because you have to start early. I think if you are below 35, doc, you go for breast scan. And if you're above 40, you should be going for your mammogram. And that you can dictate earlier. You can dictate earlier. And I was encouraging a friend to go for screening. The next thing she said, it's not in my family. So it says sometimes that want to put some kind of, I don't know, things into you like, why did this happen to me? Why does she have to say something? So I called her, I said, let me tell you something. 90% of people having breast cancer is not in their family, not in any way. So I'm even at a better chances more than you are because I know it's in my family. So I took the necessary step, but you don't know. So when you dictate the lamp, you wouldn't even know. You would think it's a ball and you leave it. So I try to encourage people to go for screening. Cancer is not a death sentence. As a cancer, I don't even look like what I've been through.
No, at all.
And I'm having 5 kids, so 4 boys and a girl. So cancer is not a death sentence. Early detection and prompt action. It's not about dictating it. It's about taking the necessary steps. And people will tell you a lot of things. When I heard it that I have to start chemo, I didn't call anybody because I don't want any negative energy. Because somebody will say, don't do chemo. They say if you take chemo, the next day you will not survive. Hey, don't cut your breast. So they say, so I didn't want anything. I started, and most of my friends, they didn't even know I was going through chemotherapy because I was still very active.
Okay.
So please.
So it's not like it makes you weak.
Actually, you see, we respond, the way we respond to,
it's different.
yes, it's different. And that is why positivity has to come in. Because I was positive, it didn't really weigh me down. At least I used to have my chemo days, like the second day and the third day, just like when a woman is just trying to conceive and all that. And the third, fourth day, I'm up there.
Okay.
Yes, I'm out there because I don't want anything. Because I don't want to die. I fear death. I want to enjoy this life.
True.
So if I think about my mom, I would want to do anything they tell me at the hospital to do. And it helped me really well. And today, I'm okay. And aside that, on Saturday, breast cancer is going to be having a walk.
Beautiful.
Yes, we call it Walk for the Cure. Every year is a yearly walk.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go to different regions to educate people. And so this year is going to be in Accra. We are starting from Obrasport and ending it at AMA. It's a fighting cancer, it's a joint thing. It's a joint thing. If you're a man, you have a mother, you have sister, you have daughter. Yes, men get cancer too. In our facility, we have men who had cancer. So please, I want to encourage everyone. Encourage your wives, encourage your sisters, encourage your daughters to go for screening. It is not anything difficult. It is not. Some people tell me, I don't want to go, I don't want to hear. And eventually, if anything happens, you would definitely hear. So it's better early detection, prompt action is the key to survival.
Benita,
yes.
How are there, because I see you're doing really good work, you're doing very well. How affordable is the treatment, breast cancer treatment? How affordable is it? And
she actually sighed.
She sighed, eh?
She sighed.
I can't really give a figure now, but it's quite expensive. Like I said, there's no social support like government. You see, like when the COVID came, you see the way government was.
Funds here and
if
there.
that kind of energy will be put in cancer treatments, awareness, and all that, encourage up there, I think a lot of women will be saved. Because a woman comes to the hospital, she detects it early, she comes to the hospital, and she has to go through the necessary investigations. It's all money. And if she doesn't have that money, she goes back home to go and look for money. And then when she goes back home, she might not get the money. And eventually 6 months, 1 year, when the thing starts becoming too big, and I don't know the term they use it, it starts having, decaying. Because some of them, when they come back to the hospital, the stench.
Lord.
It's something else. It's something else. So when they come at that time, there's nothing anyone can do. So there's nothing like any social support. But in breast care tries to reach out to a lot of women, but they cannot shoulder all. They cannot shoulder. So in one way or the other, they come in to help some of these vulnerable women, but there's no social support anywhere. And the treatment is quite expensive.
Wow.
We made good progress. I mean, we've been talking about breast cancer every year. Every year we're advocating. Would you say that we've made some level of progress in the awareness, in the support? Have we made good progress?
Yes, somehow. Because sometimes I go to Kumasi, I shuttle between Kumasi and Accra. But I think in Kumasi, the response there is much better than Accra. Like in Accra, most women who are survivors, they don't want to come out. They are shy, they are afraid. Yes. They don't want to come out. And you see, when you come out and educate people, these people will get encouraged. So when they see anything like that, they would want to go for screening. But so far, so good. But a lot of work still needs to be done. Like the educated ones are still not vibing into this. Even when you go for screening, educated ones, they will not want to get screened. And later on, you see a face you know somewhere that you went for screening maybe a year ago, coming back with a lump, and you are like, So what happened? What happened? Even some nurses, teachers.
Wow.
So you begin to wonder. What is stigma?
Stigma.
Yeah. You see, sometimes when you go out there and you tell somebody, I'm a breast cancer survivor, the next day the person looks at your chest.
I've been looking at your chest. I'm not
The
going
person
to
looks
lie.
at your chest. And when I catch you look at my chest, I say, yes, I'm a survivor. I had mastectomy. Okay, what you want? I had mastectomy. So it's something that can happen to anybody. It's just like somebody who gets an accident and the leg is being amputated. And ours is that we cover ourselves and you have something to put in there. So why? You enjoy your life. So
Okay, so I just want to find this out. With mastectomy, right? A lot of people, especially a young girl of 27 or 25 who is diagnosed with breast cancer and may have to have a mastectomy, the whole idea of I'm going to lose my breast, I haven't even had a baby yet and all of that. What would you like? How is it like? How was the feeling?
what I'm
Can
going
it be
to tell,
replaced?
actually, we have a silicone and a breast they will give to you. And in most cases, I think it's just one of the breasts that used to go off, except the other one is being affected too.
Okay.
Because if you have one breast there, you're also good to go.
One breast.
Yes. The good thing is that you're alive
Yes.
and you're enjoying your life. That's the good thing. So you don't have to wait. You don't want to take it off. You don't want to take it off. And it's not something that will just kill immediately. You have to go through pains. Pains that I don't know I don't know the word to use for those kind of pains. When you see them going through those kind of pains, you might start shedding tears on their behalf. So you wouldn't want to go through all that. So if you have to sacrifice one of the breasts, why not? Yes.
Why not, indeed? I say our time is up. But it's a good work that you're doing, Benita. When did you say the work is happening again?
Saturday.
This Saturday? This Saturday?
Yes, this Saturday. Starting from Obra Sports and it's ending at AMA.
AMA Accra.
Yes, please.
Okay, what time?
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
Yes, please.
What do we have to? It's free and it's a walk.
It's a walk. Oh, everybody is
to-
invited.
Yeah.
It's a walk to create awareness. Yes, to create awareness.
Is there a dress code?
A dress code.
Or
I'm wearing
just
pink.
Your pink.
Your
Okay.
pink, just your
Your
pink.
pink, okay.
You come. And your speakers, because you're going to walk. So.
right?
Yes, indeed.
And when you come, look out for me. I want to take pictures with you.
Doc, thank you so much, Dr.
Yeah.
Perfect Cooker. Thank you. Medifem Hospital, thank you so much. We appreciate your time and the effort you're putting in too. Okay. All right, but we at MX24 TV, of course, every year during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we do our Crocs It Out campaign.
Yeah.
As you can see on Freeware's chest piece, I'd like you to look at it.
Let's look at the
Crocs
letters.
It Out. Okay? And so we'll tell you more about it when we get to the plug. But stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Early detection saves lives, but early sensitization could do twice as much. So this year, we're taking our breast cancer awareness campaign to senior high schools across the country.
We are looking to educate the next generation of women who in turn will spread the word in their own unique ways. Early education, early detection, more awareness.
Our message is simple. Set a reminder, get screened, and cross it out. We're crossing out all of the fear, all of the risks and stigma attached to breast cancer.
Our high school tour will be making several stops at the Eastern, Central, Greater Accra and Ashanti regions, offering inspiring pep talks, breast cancer screening and education, amazing giveaways, and a concert to top it all off.
For further inquiries, you can reach us on 059-229-2746 or visit mx24.app/crossitout. Cross It Out 2023 is proudly brought to you by Top Choco and Flora Tissues.
Your favorite evening talk show is back on your screens. Join us as we dive deeper into your issues, spark meaningful conversations, and celebrate the strength and resilience of people everywhere. What do you do to make sure that the upbringing, the morals you're trying to instill in your child is not corrupted by social media?
It's really difficult to handle when it comes to the upbringing of children, when you can't be available all the